Yeah, hi. I will skip over a few things, show you two short video screen grabs. First, I want to start off in Germany, near Koblenz, where we had the mudslide and stuff. Here we have the Lach Azur, which is a volcano. And here I have marked Ancient Geysir. And I have it also on Wikipedia already. I'm really well prepared today. Ancient Geysir is the highest cold water geyser in the world, reaching heights of 30 to 60 meters. Obviously, it was bored, it got drilled, or whatever they mean with that. But anyway, in 2006, it was turned into a tourist attraction, and one of the sites in the volcano park and part of the geopark Vulkanland Eifel. So now I'm talking about glaciers, basically. So now let's have a look at two video screenshots I took. So that's the first one.
Classified into two general groups: alpine glaciers and ice sheets. Alpine glaciers form on mountainsides and move downward through valleys. Sometimes they create valleys by pushing dirt, soil, and other materials out of their way. These glaciers are found on every continent except Australia. Ice sheets, unlike alpine glaciers, are not limited to mountainous areas. They form broad domes and spread out from their centers in all directions. As ice sheets spread, they cover everything around them with a thick blanket of ice, including valleys, plains, and even entire mountains. The largest ice sheets are called continental glaciers.
Yeah, I had to stop. Let's listen again what she's
Limited
saying.
to mountainous areas. They form broad domes and spread out from their centers in all directions.
They spread out from the center in all directions. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Let's hop over to the next video, which is from Suspicious Observers.
Next to Mars, and we're focused on the USA-sized feature known as Vallis Marineris. This feature was scoped for water content, and wow, a huge signature dead center, right in the middle, right where it wouldn't be if a flow of water carved the feature. That's where it would be if this was indeed the electric scarring of a major discharge. For those who like the evidence that the modeled magnetar burst works for smaller scales as well, and this is probably the perfect signature of the event. No, we can't go back in time and watch that event unfold, but we do know what we would expect with water carving and what we would expect with discharge carving. Here, the central signature likely denotes the strike point of the bolt, and this is what happens with electricity. It's one of Billy's best fields of plasma science in our lab. Water will go to the current violently, stick to its position, walk with it, and can even defy gravity in the presence of that electricity. Lastly, we are coming back to the sun, and this is
So, I want to show you something else too. Lago Del Bus. What happened? Yeah, obviously, this doesn't work really. Uh, Probably this works. No. Was it the same? I don't know. Wait a second. No. Lach Azur. I have no idea how to spell that. But I found that in the Alps. Seems to be some way up there. There are other lakes. Other lakes too. And I really wonder what's up with this island here in the middle. Second, how is it possible that we have lakes up in the mountains? Where's the water coming from? Yeah, it's coming from underneath, but how and why? Why are there some water veins? Is there any water veins drawn here? No. Sometimes they are. Here they aren't. But I would say these are really interesting places. Yet another lake in the Alps with an island inside. And we have this kind of gravel pits and all these kind of things there around. And these are just shadows. And there are many of those kind of lakes. I have searched for them. And we find even peat lands up high in the Alps. Peat has dielectrical features, which indicates it has once been electrically altered. It is not known how peat got formed initially. This is a forest. And that's a shock wave, which is going that direction. And somehow the shock wave itself, it has this kind of charge in it. It ionizes the material and all this kind of stuff. And maybe it just went through the trees, pulverized them in an instant. Some of the stuff got burned up, and all the stuff which didn't get burned up crystallized and dropped down as really, really fine dust, and probably like flew around the globe one time in really high-speed winds and these kind of things. And then it just dropped to the ground, and since it is heavier than water, it just will stay where it is. So, I would say these structures are all made electrically. All those lakes, what we have here, there are these kind of craters, and if you could watch inside the mountain, there would be these water veins, which all gonna be connected to some place, and sometimes we have even a glacier, which started from this kind of lake, which just was pumping water up, and it was too cold, so it froze over, but the water pumping from underneath didn't stop, so it just created a glacier. So which means there was first the mountains and those water wells from which the glaciers grew, and now they're just melting. And probably they were gonna freeze over again or something. Let's see how it goes. We seem to be at the start of the next 12,000 year cycle. And the Alps, many of Italy's volcanoes, Lach Azur in Germany, the Geysir we watched just before, they got all created at around the same time, 12,000 years ago. So it's no surprise that they got somehow activated first, like Gran Canaria, La Palma, got created also 12,000 years ago. Maybe also Iceland, Grimsvötn and what you have there, the same. And if you look at Greenland, it's like that. And the woman from the earlier video told us that continental glaciers, they spread to all directions, so it comes from beneath. How else the ice would somehow grow that it would overlap to the coast, where warm coast water then is flowing in and it's melting the Greenland glaciers. Yeah, but I leave it here. I got a lot of work to do with putting links to the video. Yeah, thanks. Bye.